Hey guys, you're watching 4031 Kitchen. Today I'm going to show you guys how to smoke some awesome tasting ribs. But before we get started with the ribs, we're going to start with the dry rub. I have just this little empty shaker that I had some spices in. The first thing we're going to add is some salt, okay? I have this nice cool little porcelain spoon here. I'm going to add about 2 tablespoons of salt. I'm only doing 2 racks of ribs, so I'm not going to do that much dry rub. So we're gonna start with that, and then I love pepper, so we're gonna do equal parts. There's 1 tablespoon, about 2 tablespoons. Let's add a little bit more. I love pepper. There we go. And get this out of the way. And then we're gonna start with some granulated garlic. Can't go without garlic, right? Gotta get your garlic in there. Beautiful. There we go. Get this out the way. And the next one is gonna be some smoked paprika. I'm making a little bit extra. I mean, I'm only gonna use probably about half of this for my smoked ribs, but then, you know, later on in line, I'll have some extra. So when I'm ready to do it again, I already have it made. So consider that when you start doing these rubs. This is about 2 tablespoons as well. Man, let's do a little bit more. Give it that nice dark color. Man, so we got those. Now we're gonna throw a little bit of cumin, comino, one of my favorite words to say. And this is pretty strong, so I'm not gonna put too much, probably just about 1 tablespoon in there. Get this out of the way. And then boom, you're gonna need this right here. Some brown sugar. Every time you do some kind of barbecue, you're gonna use brown sugar. There you go, and that's gonna give it that nice candy little shell on top of your ribs. Alright, put in this little shaker, close it up. Shake it up, there we go. Ooh, that looks good. Love that color. When you make a rub, you want to see like a nice reddish color, brownish color, mahogany color, and that's when you know you have a nice rub for your ribs. There we go. Now we got some pork spare ribs here. See that? Very nice. I've already took them out of the package. Make sure whenever you're cooking pork and you're messing with pork, take them out of the package. It has a lot of blood on it, so just wash it with some cold water and then pat it down with a towel. Make it nice and dry. See how they look? And when you go, what you're looking for is pork spare ribs, okay? Not baby backs, not St. Louis, and I'm gonna show you exactly why here in a second. When you start with these, look, eventually we're gonna cut some parts off and make them nice and uniform, and we're gonna get them down, and then basically when we cut the parts off that we don't need and we can save for later, it's gonna be cut down into a nice St. Louis style rib. But the reason why I said to get these pork spare ribs is because, man, you're gonna pay about $2 cheaper per pound. These ones I got, I think, for about $2. I was looking at the baby backs. I think they were about $3.49, $3.89, about that price. So you're gonna be saving some money. You're just gonna have to do a little bit of work, okay? So get yourself a nice little butcher knife. If you don't have I mean, many people don't have knives like this in the house, that's fine. But everybody, if you're doing a lot of cooking, should have at least an 8-inch chef knife. And if you're gonna buy a knife, I mean, buy a knife. Spend a little bit of money. Tell the wife that, you know, I'm gonna go spend some good money and get a nice German steel, some Japanese steel, and you know, go all out. So this is what we're gonna do first. You see how it has this skirt? It's got this breastbone. We're gonna take it off, cut it down the line. You should get about, the average is about 10 to 14 ribs per spare rib. This one's a little big, but you know, average is about 12. So we're gonna cut, see down here, this little flap, you don't want this right here on your rib, okay? It's not gonna make it uniform, so I can cut this off right here. What I'm gonna do is just slide my knife through it, boom, nice and squared off. Because what's gonna happen when you cook this little bone right here, it's just gonna fall off, all right? And next thing you see this little skirt right here, just get your knife and just slide it through. Okay, boom, there you go. See that little skirt? If it was beef, that would be the carne asada right there, okay? So we're gonna put this aside for later. And then here's this little breastbone. Just get your knife and just slide it right. If you hit the bone, just kind of go and boom, look at it. Bam, there you go. Cuts right off, okay? You can throw these in your beans later on when you cook. Be creative with what you're doing, okay? And then we're just gonna square this off and make it more uniform, okay? I'm just gonna take my knife and come right down. See that? Same thing with this. Cut it down if you want. Throw it in your beans. Smoke it for the kids that don't like the bones. And there you go. You have your nice squared off St. Louis style rib. And what you're looking for is a lot of fat, okay? You want fat, you want this marbling right here, because that's gonna render down and it's gonna give you a nice crust, okay? All right, and one thing that you always wanna do before you smoke your ribs is flip this around. You see right here, it's like a skin. They call it the membrane. What you wanna do is get this off. So get a paper towel and just see how it's coming right off. That's what you want. Just take this membrane off, okay? Boom, that's garbage. And that's what you want to see right there, okay? If you see a little bit of fat that's just kind of hanging on there, you can go ahead and trim it off if you like. Boom, there you go. Nice, uniform St. Louis rib. I did one earlier. Boom. See, we have 2 of them here. What I'm probably gonna do is wrap one up after I season it and cook it later. One will probably be just enough for my family. If you have, you know, bigger family, go ahead and cook both of them. So this is where we're gonna start doing our rub, okay? Some people put mustard, you can put olive oil, and this is pretty much just a binder, just to hold the dry rub to the meat, okay? We'll do one with mustard, and we'll do the second one with olive oil, okay? Doesn't matter, just kind of rub your hand, and all that's doing is just helping the meat hold on to the seasoning, right? So we put mustard on that one. The second one, like we said, we're gonna do some little bit of olive oil. And just go ahead and just rub your hand in there, just get it all over. Just, like I said earlier, this is just a binder to hold the spices to the rib. You gotta spice it up, spice it up. There we go. And the reason why I like to put the spices in a shaker is because you can get that even spread on it. If you do it with a spoon, you might get a little bit of clumps here and there, but you want to get an even spread all across your ribs. You see that? And we're just getting a nice even spread. Then we just keep going to the second one. There you go. You know, they call it a rub, but really what you're doing is just pat it down. Don't rub it, pat it down so that all the spices are gonna stick to the rib, okay? Okay. You know, I said I was gonna cook one, but you know what? I'm gonna cook both of them. I'm gonna share some love with the neighbors. I know they're gonna be smelling this in a little bit from the smoker's gonna be out there for about 3 hours. And you know what? I'm gonna share with them. Cook them up. There we go. So that's exactly how you wanna trim your pork spare ribs. Take that membrane off. If you want to use mustard, use mustard. If you want to use olive oil. Like I said, we did both here to kind of give you an example. Just be careful with the salt. Don't put too much salt because they're really thin and it's going to penetrate, and you don't want a salty rib. You know what I mean? You want that nice bark, mahogany, seasoned color, and you want to bite into it. You don't want it really falling off the bone. You want it to bite off the bone and come right off the bone, okay? So let's go throw these on the grill. All right, the grill is ready. We're about 275 degrees right now. The ideal temperature that you want when you're smoking these ribs is about 225 to 250. As soon as I open these up and put these in and I adjust my valves over here, I'm gonna get it down to about 265, 270, all right? So let's throw these bad boys on. If you notice down there on the bottom, I have a couple of water pans. And the reason why I do that is because I'm gonna get some steam from the water and also the cleanup. After I'm done cooking, it's easier to clean up. Hey, boom, that's what you want to hear. All right, so I'm gonna put one there, put one here, and then I'm gonna spritz these with some apple juice. All right, we'll start off with one spritz. Boom, get them a nice little spritz on there. Pretty much just spraying them with apple juice. And every time I spritz, it's gonna be between 45 to 50 minutes I'll be spritzing, okay? So I gotta get this shut now. Every 45 minutes, I'm gonna come check them, and bam, there you go. All right, now that we have the ribs on the smoker, remember 275, we're gonna start making a barbecue sauce from scratch, okay? But before we get into the sauce, let's have a little breakout time, the word of the day. This morning, as I was reading in the book of Genesis in chapter 2, I started reading about how Adam was made, you know, he was formed, and God started speaking everything into existence, you know, the earth, the heavens, the trees, the light, everything that he was creating, he was just speaking it into existence. As soon as he spoke, it was there, boom. But when it came to Adam, he took his time and he made Adam with his hands. He molded him from the dirt, right? And we see that as soon as the Lord started, telling Adam, okay, you're in charge of this, name all the animals, the Lord noticed, and Adam was noticing that, he didn't have an helpmate. He didn't have nobody to help him. So what did he do? He put Adam to sleep. He took the rib off from his side, and he created the woman, right? From man, woman. So as we see, that was the very first surgical procedure right there by the Lord, your best surgeon, right? So he took Adam, put him to sleep, made the woman, but you notice that he made the woman from the rib. He didn't make him from the feet, which means that the woman is not any lower than you, or he didn't make the woman from the head. He didn't grab a bone from the head and saying that the woman is any higher than the man. No, he grabbed him from the rib. And what's right under your rib, what's above your rib is your arm. You protect the woman, right? They're equal. They're right next to each other. And what else is closer to the rib is the heart. The woman was made by God for the man to love her, protect her. Amen? So I just want to share with you guys, men, love your women, love your spouse, right? Protect her, cover her, right? When you're out in public, praise her, say good things about her. Man, when you're coming home, if there's things that need to be corrected and things that we need to learn and grow from, then we have these intense fellowship moments, right? Where we talk things out. But I also want to say, for some of you out there who may be going through something right now, who don't feel love, who don't feel like you're adequate, or just feeling down and out and nobody's there for you, just remember that you're the crown jewel of God's creation. God didn't speak you into existence. He made you. He actually took the time to mold you. So remember, you're the apple of his eye. Jesus loves you. And men, cover your spouse. Cover your wife. Amen? Alright guys, so let's get to the sauce. If you guys look down here, we're going to make this from scratch, okay? I have a little bit of garlic, just 3 cloves. Normally I use a lot of garlic, but for this I'm just going to use a couple of cloves right here. Yeah, and it's messy. Just do the best that you can to get it out. It's a little sticky. Smash them and it should come right off, just like that, right? Oh, there you go. We'll get this. Boom, get out of here. Get these out, throw them on the floor, and then here, just get your nice little chef knife and just quarter them up. They're gonna go in the blender, so it doesn't have to be perfect. Nice and smooth like butter. I'm telling you guys, if you haven't yet, invest in a nice knife. It's gonna make everything you need to do in the kitchen that much easier. So now we're gonna get a blender. Throw the garlic in first. You want that to blend down good. Get these in here, throw these in there. And what you're gonna do is you're gonna put a little bit of vinegar in there, okay? Oh, brand new bottle. Wife, can you open this for me? I know some of you guys have done that before. Throw a little bit of vinegar in there. Yeah, just enough so that you get the flavor of the vinegar, and it gives it enough liquid in there so that it can blend. Let's see what happens when we blend it. I might have to throw a little bit more liquid in there. All right, nice and blended. That's what you want to see right there, that nice pinkish color, right? You got the garlic in there that's already been blended real nice. A little bit of vinegar, 3 tomatoes, depending how much you want to make. And this is what you're gonna do. Just pour it into your pot, but make sure you strain it, okay? Because all you want from this is the liquid. You don't want the seeds, you don't want the pulp, any of that stuff. So I just kind of get my strainer and just rub it through. Bam, and look at, you see? You don't want this inside your barbecue sauce. Bam, we got that out, and all we have in there is the liquid. So follow me guys over here to the stove. What we're gonna do, just turn it on, get it, so we can get a nice little boil, and then we're gonna drop it down to the simmer. But every barbecue sauce, what does it have in there? Molasses. You get those old grandma's molasses. Hopefully I have enough for this. I should have enough. I'm just gonna pour it all in there. I'll probably add the rest of this. A little bit. So put your molasses. A little bit of honey. You want barbecue sauce used to be sweet, so put a little bit of honey in there. Bam. I like to put a little mustard, just a little bit, just for that little tanginess. Like I said before, guys, you know that I like pepper. Put a little bit of pepper in there. A couple pinches of cumin, comino. One of my favorite words to say. Put this upside down and try to get all that you can out of there. Thought I had some more, but it should be enough. Notice how it's starting to to bubble up, starting to simmer. You could drop it a little bit if you like. And boom. Brown sugar. It's gonna give it that nice sweet flavor. And just get your little rubber spatula and mix it around. We're gonna let this simmer for about an hour. It's gonna get nice and thick, it's gonna get sweet, all the flavors are gonna come together. And whatever flavors that you like, whatever ingredients that you like, go ahead and add it in there. I use just some basic ingredients, a little bit of salt, cumin. I normally would put some granulated garlic in here, but since I put the garlic cloves blended up with the tomatoes, I'm not gonna put any. So that should be enough right there. If you wanna darken it up, you can always add some paprika. This is your world, squirrel. You can just make it however you like to make it, alright? You guys know your palate, you guys know the ingredients that you like. So just kind of take what I'm showing you guys and run with it and kind of make it your own by putting the things that you may like. I am going to go ahead and add a little bit of paprika in here just to give it some color. Not too much, get that smoky flavor. There we go. And there you have it. We're going to let it simmer for about 45 minutes to an hour, probably a little bit longer. And the longer that it's going to simmer, the thicker that it's going to get. You're going to have an awesome homemade barbecue sauce. A lot of times I like to put maybe a pepper in there, some chile japonés, which is like those dry long red chiles that are dehydrated. Or you can put a habanero in there, whatever you like if you want to spice it up. Or you can even put like those little crushed peppers that you put on pizza, throw some in there. I'm not going to put any because my babies are going to be eating this today, and I want them to eat, and if they taste, well, it gets too spicy, they may not want to eat. So yeah, go ahead and run with it, make it your own, add whatever ingredients you like. If you want to make it hot, if you want to make it more sweet, put some sugar, add some more of the brown sugar, some more honey, put some maple syrup in there, might give it a nice little kick, whatever you like. Alright guys, there you have it. Let it sit for about an hour, and it's going to get nice and thick, slow and slow. Alright guys, here's that barbecue sauce that we're making. It's been about, I don't know, 40 minutes, looking nice, look at that. The house just smells nice and sweet. You can smell the smoky paprika, a little bit of the garlic. I did throw a couple of onion slices in here. Don't worry, we'll straighten that out. But yes, the house is smelling very good. Well, let's go outside and check these ribs and give them a nice little spritz. All right, yeah, look at that. Looking very nice. We're starting to get that nice mahogany color. Just give it a little spritz. That's the sound you want to hear right there. Let me give them a little flip. So we can flip, spritz the other side. Oh yeah, that's what I'm talking about, baby. Very nice. My wife is laughing at me. Bam, there you go. Give me that little spritz. And remember, if you're looking, you're not cooking. So let's get these shut. We'll come back in about another 45 minutes and give them another spritz. Alright guys, we've had the ribs smoking for about 2 hours now. If you notice here on the thermometer, we're right at 250. That's exactly where you want to be, right there. So we were spritzing about every 45 minutes. So let's open them up and see what they look like. Oh my gosh, look at those. Very nice. You see that nice mahogany color? That's what we want right there. So we're going to take these off. We're going to wrap them in foil with a little bit of love, and then we're going to put them back on for like another 45 minutes to an hour. Okay, so let's go inside, wrap these up. Look at that, very nice. Nice and juicy, got that glisten from all the spritzing. A little bit of sugar on there, so it's creating a nice little crust. So it looks excellent. Let's shut this so we can keep our temperature at 250. Alright, so the ribs, we just took them off, so we got this nice sheet of foil here. This is what we're gonna do. Meat side up, bone side down. And make sure when you work with foil, and you can notice this side, I don't know if you can see it, it's a little bit dull. That side is shiny. You want the shiny side out, dull side touching your food, okay? And this is what we're gonna do here. So if you're entertaining some friends and you want your ribs to look nice and competition style, this is what you do right here. Put a little bit of brown sugar right on top. It's okay if some falls. Kind of spread it out. I mean, it doesn't have to be evenly spread because as it heats up, it's just gonna melt down to the rest of the ribs, okay? So that's what we do. And then I like to put a couple things of butter. Just get this end stick of your butter and cut a couple slices. And then we go right here, look, bam. A little bit of honey. Goes a long way. What's that saying? You catch more flies with honey than you can with vinegar. Pretty much saying everywhere you go, show some love, right? So we got these ribs, and we're going to wrap them. That's how I like to do it. Just get them up, kind of roll it up. Careful that you don't hit the bones. It'll create a hole in the foil. And if you get foil, spend the extra $1 or $2 and get that heavy duty stuff. Especially if you're cooking with it. And just squeeze it and create a nice little seal here. And we're going to put this to the side. Let's do the other one. What's up, girls?
Hi, Daddy. Hi, Daddy.
There we go. You see, you can tell they're getting cooked already. I don't know if you can see over here, this bones. I'll show you, it's starting to come away, right? You can see the meat starting to run from it. When these get nice and loose, that's when you know they're ready. And you know, when you're cooking ribs, everybody says, fall off the bone, fall off the bone. Yeah, that's good, but really, you don't want them to be sloppy. So when you cut, you want it to stay intact, and when you take a bite, you want it to be on the bone, but when you take a nice bite, you want to be able to just bite it right off and no tug on it. So that's the perfect rib, right? So let's wrap these up again. Alright guys, we have our ribs wrapped, and you can see now that we're looking at the temperature gauge. It's a little bit higher now, but that's fine. It's about 275. That's okay, okay? We're gonna throw these on. They're wrapped up, nice and snug. So all that flavor in there, they're just gonna have a little mingle party. And then we'll take these off in about 45 minutes to an hour. Alright guys, the moment of truth. These things have been on there. These beautiful ribs have been on the smoker for about 2 hours, and then we wrap them in foil. Ooh, this looks so gorgeous. Remember, we put some brown sugar, we put some honey, and some butter. Look at that right there. Can you guys see it? Beautiful. We're gonna open these up properly. And that's gorgeous right there. That's exactly what you want to be looking for. That beautiful mahogany color you can see. Alright, so now we're getting ready to put these ribs back onto the grill just to get a nice little crust. But before we do that, you'll notice that when you open up the foil, you have this juice at the bottom, and that's all the brown sugar, the butter, the honey, and just as the meat is sweating, and that's the drippings right there. So let's just get that, and we're just gonna pour it right over. There you go. So when we put them on there, it's gonna get some more sugar. It's gonna get a nice little crust from all these drippings, and it's gonna stay nice and moist, and we don't want to lose any flavor. So let's put them out. All right guys, before we open this up, I want you guys to notice the temperature. We're right there, 225, 250, right in between, so that's perfect. That's where you want to be. Let's open this up. We just took the foil off of these. Look at how beautiful and juicy these things are. Man, this is gonna taste good. Spritz them one more time. And then you guys remember that barbecue sauce that we made? Bam, I put it in a little squirt bottle. This is the best thing to do. It's easy to control. You just put a little bit on top. Boom, like that. And this right here, you can find it at any hardware store. Just give it a nice little brush through. That's exactly what you want. I'm only gonna do this once. I don't like to put too much barbecue sauce on my ribs. I like them mostly dry, so I just like to put just one coat, and then at the end, if the kids want some barbecue sauce, or if I want some for some reason, bam, I got some. All right, so let's get these things going. See you in a bit. And this is exactly what I'm talking about right here, guys, the finished product. We smoked it for about 2 hours. We wrapped it in foil. We put brown sugar, a little bit of honey, a couple tablespoons of butter. Let it sit back in the smoker, wrapped in foil for about 45 minutes. We brought it off, unwrapped it. It looked so good. The smoke was coming out. We got all the drippings that was inside the foil, poured it on top, put it back on the smoker for another 45 minutes just to get this nice, beautiful crust we got here. Look at that color, that nice mahogany color. That's exactly what you're looking for right now. This could be competition style ribs. So it's been resting for about 15 minutes. Let's cut this, and taste them, plate them, and you guys can see exactly what it looks like. All right, when I cut them, I like to flip them around, and then I can see the bones where they're running, you know what I mean? So I just come right here. I want to taste the middle, so just come right down. Boom. That's what I'm talking about. Look, you can see a little bit of the smoke ring. Looks very beautiful. So let's try one of these bad boys out. That's what I'm talking about. Put your knife to the side. Oh, look at this. Can't leave that part right there. Excellent flavor. Look at that. No juice coming out. That's what you want to see. Smoke rings, but make sure when you guys are cooking that your pork gets up to 165. You don't want to get nobody sick. 165 degrees, and it's perfect. It's not falling off the bone, but when I bite it, I guarantee it's gonna come right off the bone. Here we go. Let's try it. That's what you want right there. I can taste the garlic from the barbecue sauce, all the sweetness, the brown sugar. And when you bite, you want it to just come right off. You don't want no tug. See how it's a nice clean cut? Let's try this again. And there you have it, guys. The final product. Here it is on this nice, beautiful dish. This nice mahogany color. Remember, these were pork spare ribs. We cleaned them up a little bit. We brought them down to St. Louis style. Got the little corn on the cob and that beautiful barbecue sauce that we made from scratch. I hope you guys enjoyed this channel, this video. Please hit the like button, comment, subscribe, and there will be some more videos coming out soon. Thank you guys. God bless. Remember, you're the salt of the earth. Spread that salt everywhere you go. Love you guys. See you soon.